I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't understand this need to just like air out your partner on social media. Like, do they ask their husbands or their wives before they post things like this? I would be feeling real salty if Justin got on these here internets and was just like, yeah, I was gonna leave Sandra because this, that, and the third, whoop de whoop. Like, look, I would not be here for it. I'm so curious because I see so many videos like this where these women get on here and they just talk mash about the husband that they're still with. Like, girl, have some privacy. And then the crazy part is once everyone starts reacting to it and giving their opinions and they're like, oh my God, get out of my business. Like, girl, you brought the business to us. So I really hope she didn't have a follow-up being like, why y'all in my business? Making all these videos about, like, girl, you added us to the group chat. Stop playing.
My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for?
What's the difference between on paper and off paper in this scenario? Like, seriously, what's the difference? I'm so curious. Like, what does this even mean? Because everything that you said is literally like what most women are asking for. Someone to show up. And it sounds like that's exactly what he's doing. So what are we talking about here? What is the off paper stuff that made you want to divorce your husband? Girl, get to the tea.
But in reality, my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us. About 3 months after my fourth baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks.
You're upset because he's asking questions? He's doing the labor, right? Like, he's cooking the dinner, he's packing the bags. He's just checking in with you to see what you want to eat or what you want in their bags. Like, he's doing the labor. What are you talking about? This is insane. And it sounds like she just don't appreciate her husband.
I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected.
This is not disrespect. He probably was rushing out the door and forgot. And I'm pretty sure you're not Miss Perfect. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you forget things and then you just expect him to just brush it off like it's nothing. Oh yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I forgot. Da 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 da. But if he made as big a deal about you when you forget things as you do with him, sis, he would be divorcing you. I get it. You're frustrated with different things. But look, as much as you want him to be considerate of you, are you being considerate of him? Did you think to yourself, what could have been going on this morning that he forgot? Is it possible that he's stressed out? Because we tend to forget things when we're stressed out. Did you consider him? All it is about me, 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 me. You didn't think about him. There's a reason why he didn't remember to do those things. But your head is so far up your own ass that you can't even fathom that maybe he did this because, or didn't do this because he had other things going on that was just, stressing him out, or he had to rush out the door. All you are is worried about you and how you feel. Seems like a very one-sided relationship on his part. He's putting in effort and you're just complaining.
And unseen and unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me.
You don't see him. You're not seeing him. He literally told you, yeah, I was running late for work. Where is your empathy for him? You are so self-centered and narcissistic. It's disgusting. And honestly, you probably don't deserve him. He probably deserves a better partner, but y'all got all them kids. So of course, I'm not going to advocate for a home to be broken. But sis, get some act right, because this sounds absolutely ridiculous. You're not giving a damn about him. It's just all about what he can do for you. And if he's not doing exactly what you want him to do for you, then there's a problem. Please tell me you are absolutely perfect and you've never ran late for anything and you've always done everything that you say you're going to do and you haven't forgotten anything, because unless your record is squeaky clean, I don't want to hear none of this. I do not want to hear it. That man is a human. Okay, just like you are. And I'm pretty sure you mess up and he probably does not make as big of a deal out of it as you do. I can understand in the moment, but you've had time to reflect on this. Because I know I've gotten into these emotions where, sometimes I feel like I'm taking Justin for granted, but I reflect on it. I don't double down. You sit back and you reflect and you make better choices moving forward. You show appreciation moving forward and you make apologies when you fuck up. When you overreact.
Because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it. Or because I do it myself. Or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone.
Go do it by yourself. Since you don't appreciate what he does for you, go do it by yourself. She seems insufferable, and I feel so bad for that man.
And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me, and it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship.
He needed to change. No accountability whatsoever. He needed to change for me. And we worked out because he changed for me. Fellas, if you see a lady like this, run the other way. If she's not willing to work with you, work on herself, and hold herself accountable for things, don't even bother, because that is just going to be a nightmare to deal with. And guess what? This is the same type of woman that if you did decide to get divorced, she is going to do everything in her power to ruin you, because it'll be your fault every single time. And she will be a perpetual victim. Okay? All this is victim mentality, because really think about it. This man is helping around the house. He's cooking dinner. He's doing this. He's doing that. He gets stressed out and is late for work one day. She's like, I need to divorce him because he doesn't see me and he disrespected me. How is him running late for work disrespecting you? He's human. He has things to do. Things happen. You have no empathy for him. So we're supposed to have all this empathy for you, but you've shown not even a slither of empathy for your husband. It's just he has to be this perfect, pristine robot, or else you are going to just lose your shit.
And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving. Our home runs like a well-oiled machine. And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there.
I highly doubt that man is happy. I think what he's probably doing is coasting. He's probably done what Adam Sandler did in that movie, Click. That nigga on autopilot, okay? That man is on autopilot so that he can just get through the next 18 years with these kids and with you. That's all that is. he just probably shut down after dealing with this foolishness of always being wrong and her never holding herself accountable and never giving an ounce of a damn about where he's coming from and what's going on with him. It's all about making her happy. Turned him to a people pleaser. And that is some toxic and I wouldn't be surprised if the kids also have this I need to please mommy attitude because of the way she behaves.
Worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like? What does it look like to change these dynamics? Well, we need to really assess in our homes what the work looks like. Because in most homes, the data supports this, women do a disproportionate amount of the work. They just do. They do more of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the childcare while also working full time.
Ladies, we have to be honest with ourselves. The reason why we take on most of that workload is because we like things done in a very particular way. Whether or not you disagree or agree is up to you. But I know that in my household, there are things that I just like done in a particular way, and I end up just being the one that does it all the time. For example, the laundry. I like the clothes put away a certain way. Okay? I have a very particular way I like those clothes to be put up in the closet. I like a particular way that my children's clothes are folded up and put up. It just is what it is. If you have such a particular way of doing things, you're going to end up taking on those roles. And typically that is where women, we have that problem. We struggle with delegating because we want things done a particular way. The best way to get it done the way you want it done is to just do it yourself. You know, granted, I do think that, yes, both people should be participating in the household, okay? Especially if you're both working 2 jobs. But her situation, it sounds like he was already doing that. He was already cooking dinner. He was already packing the kids' lunches or whatever it is that they needed to do. He was already doing these things. He was already showing up for her and for that household. What she's describing in her relationship doesn't even add up to the problems that she's trying to sisterhood rant about. If you are having that issue where you feel like you're doing too much and you want the other person to step up, assess yourself first. Are you even willing to give up that task? Because look, it's going to stress you out even more if you delegate that to your husband or one of the kids and then they do it in a way that you don't like. That's going to frustrate you even more. And guess what you're going to do? You can go back behind them and redo it so that it's done the way you like it to be. That's our own little OCD that's going on when it comes to running your household. And I'm speaking from experience. Look, I like to have the dishes washed a certain way. I like them put up a certain way. And I'm not going to sit over here and bite Justin's head off to go do something that I know I want to do because I want it done a particular way. Packing the baby bag, I like to have it packed a certain way. It just is what it is. So we can't complain about it. And then when they do it and they don't do it the way we want them to do it, and then we get mad for that, it just creates a loop of negativity, a loop of never being able to do anything right. And it's not that the men aren't doing things right. It's just this weird thing that we've developed in our own head, issues that we've created in our own head. Because let's be so for real. The baby bag don't have to be packed exactly how I like it to be packed. Okay? Justin could pack it any which way he likes. And as long as the stuff is in the bag, that's all that truly matters. But even still, I have my particulars. So I'm just going to do it. And I'm not going to sit over here and be mad at Justin for not doing it. He knows that I like things in a particular way. I know it. I'm self-aware of it. So I'm just going to do what I got to do. Make the time for it. She has a partner that's showing up. He's doing X, Y, Z. She's listed so many things that he's doing. So she's literally shadow boxing with somebody else's man because her man is showing up.
And men have more time for things like their hobbies, like golf, for example, or just working out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations about what our time looks like, what our labor in the home looks like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk about these things. And when we don't, the alternative is that you no longer have a marriage, or you don't have a happy one at least. And so I share this story because I don't think I'm alone in this experience. And I want people to know that there's hope and that if you have a willing and able partner, you can change this. You can absolutely change this dynamic.
In other words, if you have a man in your life that is willing to do above and beyond to tolerate your bullshit, then you can make this miserable man's life into a lifetime of boring happiness for yourself. You can trade his happiness for your happiness, and he will just live a miserable life while you get to get on the internet and brag about how your husband is so great while also talking about how bad he was. I don't know. I don't get this. I don't understand this. And I'm glad that I don't understand it, because if I did, then that means something would be wrong with me. She doesn't know what being a single mom in a relationship, in a marriage, actually looks like. She has no idea. And if she was actually dealing with a situation like that, I would have so much more empathy for her. But that's not what she described. He did his part, and it seems like he just probably gave up and was just like, I'm just going to do whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if he is exactly that man I described, that sits in his car dreading walking through the doors of his own house to be with his own family. And I bet you the kids probably feel the same way too. I believe that those impossible standards that she's putting on her husband, she's most likely putting those on the kids too. So it's going to be a rude awakening once everyone realizes that they don't have to deal with your bullshit anymore and that they can go live their own lives and be happy somewhere else. She's going to have a rude awakening in the next 15 years, depending on how old her kids are. She's going to have a rude awakening, because if the husband's not going to tell her, the kids surely will.